Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, onto the cast this evening. I am your host, Gex, and on behalf of Team Fortress TV, we got some CEVO-P TF2 coverage for you this evening, and alongside me, of course, I have the Fragile and Dashner manning the camera. So, Fragile, what's up, man?
Not much, just getting really hyped for GXL. It's only 2 weeks away, man.
Yeah, tonight we got good old Froyotech against Mix Up Classic, the classic rivalry there, and I'll tell you what, it's gonna be awesome. I know I'm gonna be out at GXL. I believe you are. Did you say you're going out?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm
that's
like
right.
adminning and everything. But I will try, because I know you're going to be casting there. I will try to have a Gex Fragile duo as always.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course, you gotta have it. Gotta have it. Definitely be a good time, though. Of course, there's gonna be tons of support. I know there's. I'm not sure exactly the numbers. I don't know if you know them offhand of how many TF2 players are gonna be there, but last time I looked, it was a good amount. We actually had to get more seating or something, right?
Yeah, we are. I mean, at least from what people have said in the TFTV thread, we are at about 180 TF2 players. So that is absolutely incredible. And this is looking to be an incredibly awesome and hype event. So yeah, if you are not going, you definitely suck a lot, because this is definitely going to be super exciting.
Yeah. As he said, you're definitely going to be missing on something cool. It's going to be a good time. Get to meet all the players and stuff. Of course, something that I haven't done. So it's going to be lots of fun. Of course, hanging out with everybody and stuff. So now this evening we are going to have Harb in for platinum on Roamer, is what Dashner's telling me, and I am just hearing about this for the first time this evening, because apparently platinum is away. I'm hearing. So is Harb? I'm not sure too much of his roamer status. Is that something that he's done often? Is something he's good at, capable?
Harb used to roam for an invite for a long time, and he was a very capable roamer. He is very known for just going nuts in terms of like just jumping all over the place mindlessly and being incredibly annoying. So is he good at it? Has he done it before? Yes and yes. He's very effective. And I mean, the thing is that Harb hasn't really roamed in a little while, at least not as much as he used to. So it won't be unfamiliar territory for him, but it might be a little weird for him at first. So we will see how it works out for him.
Well, since you said all the crazy jumping and stuff like that and being random, I feel like Shade's gonna get a little irritated tonight with that, because I'm a medic main myself, and I hate the unpredictable roamers doing all the crazy stuff. It's a very annoying thing. So that should definitely help them out mix up this evening. But of course, as you all know, we've talked about these things with the other roster changes that they've had over the course of the ESEA and CEVO season. They've swapped out the players, of course, bringing on Zalox and getting Indust and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully everything works out. I think they've kind of had the time to work with Zalox and all these changed up rosters and everything. So I guess the only thing for them tonight is having him on roamer, but hopefully shouldn't be too much of an issue for them going forward in this match.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really think it'll be too weird for Harb to fit in here and be an effective roamer. I mean, platinum has always been a presence no matter what class he's played. So I kind of like loosely consider Plat like a good like part of the team in terms of like the presence and the heart of the team. So I don't know if his lack of presence, if that's going to really take a toll on their performance here, but we'll see, because I really don't ever recall a match without platinum when it comes to a mix-up match, now that I think about it. So I don't know. Regardless, I still think that this will be close. I think both teams are pretty solid on this map overall. So, and Metalworks is an interesting map. It's not necessarily one of my favorites, but I don't hate it either. So, I don't know. I think this will be a good match.
Yeah, definitely. And as you said, Platinum being such a presence and part of the heart of the team. So, and the other night when we were watching their game and we were casting that, he was, of course, making some real sick plays. One of which I remember very, very clearly is the wicked double air shot, which I went back and checked that out. It was a nasty double air shot on scouts. And, they might not have that platinum presence, but luckily Harblue is was a part of the squad and everything, so he'll know how the team works and everything. But we are live now. We're heading into this mid right now. We're gonna check out what's going on. The demos are in. Sticky's coming out. Looks like a lot of mix-up right now coming in from lower. Harblue bombs in and takes down Duatna right away, finally to be taken out by Clockwork. And Froyotech's kind of sitting back right now. At least Lansky and a scout were in, and they're going to be getting on the cap right now. One down for each team. Harblue was down. I'm so used to him being on medic, I thought the med was down. Two down now for Froyotech as they have started to completely bully Mix-Up out of the mid. They're kind of hanging back in Valley right now. Zalox was able to get Clockwork with a nice little pipe into him, and they're trying to put some pressure on Shade right now. He is hurt pretty bad, and he's forced to go back into the lobby and pick up the health pack. So now, actually, Mix-Up has come straight back in, actually, and bullied them out of mid. But both of these guys do have a full Uber right now, so I don't know if they're going to try to get in. Actually, Harblue got in and took down Banny, but he got the force as well, so now Mix-Up is going to have an excellent Uber advantage to get back in with this. And right now, Froyo was inside the lobby. They're just backing themselves out, though, and going to set up for a hold on second.
I mean, one of the first questions going into this match is Harblue going to be effective? And right away, he killed Duatna on mid, and then he just got a force under them and killing Banny. So I think that answers that.
And the Uber has been popped in here into second. Lansky very lit up. TLR finally taking him down. Soldier bombing back in. That's Blaze, and he's going to get juggled up in the air by Enigma. And now that's 2 down for Froyotech as they are still staying in on this second point, though. Harblue bombing back in, taking down Duatna. Zalox is going to get Clockwork as well. So now that is 4 down for Froyotech. They're going to go ahead and get this second point, and I think they're just going to go straight in. TLR was in, but the arrow from Shade is going to get him, and Zalox finishing off Banny, and now Mix-Up gets on the point right there, and they are going to take a convincing first round right there, 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, that was convincing in the sense that, like, it was quick, but I don't know, that was a very, very, very close mid, and if it wasn't for that force that Harblue had, then this round could still be going on, certainly. So, I don't know, I still expect Froyotech to rebound here and bring it back.
100% as we jump right back into this mid here. Harblue is going for the bomb once again. Sends Banny flying off into the sky, and he was able to get Duatna as well again. Harblue is doing very good on these mids, and Clockwork's going to get taken down as well. That's 3 down right now for Froyotech, and they have been forced off once again.
I just laughed out loud when Harblue made Banny, I think, crater and taking down Duatna as well. I mean, Harblue's presence in this game has been so massive already. It's absolutely incredible, and if it weren't for his plays, this could be a very different game right now.
And now the Uber has been forced out of Indus. Both teams popping their Uber right now on the second point. They're just going to be doing the smashing faces thing inside of the lobby. Clockwork got Enigma there, and Harblue's bombing back in once again, trying to go for Shade, but could not get him as Blaze completely shut him down there, and 4 down for Mix-Up right now, and they are going to have to get out of there. Indus did make it out alive, and Zalox is still up, has some health, but I think he's going to get caught out here by Lansky. Actually, no, he was able to get away. I think Blaze is still on the chase, but I think he's going to be able to get away. So now Froyotech back onto the mid here. We still have some action going on. It looks like Mix-Up is still trying to come out of this valley here as TLR and Harblue both are going to bomb in here. Harblue's coming straight down onto Shade's head. Does a lot of damage to him. Can't take him down, though. And Mix-Up just powering straight back into the mid, not even letting them cap it. The action's still going on. These guys are not letting off. Banny, very lit, takes out Harblue right before he dies from an arrow from Indus. And we still have a bit going on here. They are still going on in this fight. Clockwork trying to get back in. Duatna taking down Enigma with a pipe, and Duatna's going to take Zalox as well. And now Indus getting another arrow kill onto Clockwork, and that will be Froyo still on this mid here, and TLR is going to bomb in and try to get Duatna off the point, and finally takes him down with a shotgun. And I think finally there. There's a bit of break in the action. I don't know how I'm still breathing, but I think they're going to hold this mid and get ready for a second push.
Yeah, that was a crazy fight for retaking middle there, and Mix-Up comes out on top there, and they have full Uber advantage. Shade's only at 50%, so yeah, they're going to have to back it up here and salvage what Uber advantage that they're now going to have. And pushing back out here from last is very hard. It's not impossible, but it's definitely a giant task. It is on any map, but this is certainly no exception at all. So it looks like that's what they're going to try to do here, see what they can get done, but they need to make sure that they cover every single exit, every single point, just so nothing gets behind them and cost them the round.
And they do have that full Uber now. They're starting to work their way in. They actually pop the Uber. Lansky trying to get in to get some damage out, but they are going to force him out of the second point. Hardblue gets caught under, takes down Clockwork right before his death, and Enigma's trying to get onto Lansky right here, doing some damage, and Mix-Up's actually going to work themselves right back in now that that Uber is faded, and TLR gets dropped off by Duwatna there. They're still in. Squid taking down Banny, exchange on the scouts, and Froyo trying to get onto the second point here. Zalox comes back in and gets destroyed by Lansky, and now it looks like Hardblue, though, is just going to jump straight back into the point, takes down Lansky, and Enigma's going to get one as well, so they are still contesting this second point here, not letting them cap it, and it looks like Shade right now is getting caught out, but Hardblue kills himself with a rocket, and now we see Mix-Up is actually going to defend that second point. It looks like, as the squad is starting to get back in here, it was 2 down for each team. Now the spawn's coming back in. Hardblue just about to get up as well, and Mix-Up here looks like this second point's going to come in, and they do have that second point, and Froyo's going to have to set up for last again.
That suicide that Harb just had trying to kill Shade reminds me of I-46 all over again. But yeah, I mean, it's just going to be back to a stalemate here. I mean, Ubers are practically even, and Enigma goes down, so... Oh, and Hardblue goes down too. So Froyotech are definitely going to look to push back out and retake two here with the 2-man advantage, and Froyotech gets a force. So this is looking really, really good for Mix-Up now.
And now the counter pop was forced out of Shade right there, so both Ubers have been used, and right now we do have Mix-Up that was down a couple players, now getting the spawns back, but Froyo is going to get that second point back and get ready to push back into the mid here. Indus does have about a 15% advantage, not much to really do anything with, so right now we have the scouts trying to work their way in from Valley. Hardblue is going for the bomb once again onto Shade. He goes a little bit too far and gets taken down by Clockwork, and now Mix-Up working themselves into the back of their mid as Froyo is aggressing onto them. Blaze is gonna bomb in, try to take down TLR. He does get the frag on him. Zalox was able to get Lansky, so the exchange there on soldiers, and Squid's actually on sniper at the moment, but there Froyo does get the mid back as Mix-Up went down 3 players, and they're going to set up for this second hold.
Yeah, there's I mean, Squid going sniper there was a little bit of a risky play, more like what pretty much Alpha does all the time. He just got caught out there, and now Froyotech are just pushing forward hard now, so Shade's about to get it, and there's not going to be too much that Mix-Up can do here. They're just going to have to fall back with Enigma being down, and this is going to have to be a bit of a stalemate here. Expect probably Clockwork to suicide and then respawn Sniper, and then it's just going to be a sniper war, as Squid is already on Sniper himself.
So we'll see if the snipers can make the play right now. Up until that happens, I think we're just going to see... Actually, right there, Squid does take down Clockwork, and Hardblue went down as well, so I don't know if we're going to see a push and exchange of players on each team. Froyotech still just sitting in the lobby right now. I think Blaze is actually... Oh, excuse me, sorry, I thought that was somebody... Excuse me on that, I just completely misread it, but we're just going to see the old stalemate, I guess, until somebody makes the play. We still have Squid on sniper, and Clockwork is on it as well, but still just waiting them out.
Yeah, I mean, Clockwork's now on sniper, so this is... In this situation, unless one player... Ooh, Clockwork almost got picked by the soldier. Unless one player overextends and gets punished for it, then in this scenario, you just want to... If you're Froyotech, you just want to let your sniper here do all the work, because he is the most capable person, obviously, of getting a pick here, and you don't want to put yourself in a risky position by overextending as a soldier trying to get a pick. So you definitely want to let your sniper do all the work here, and even if that means it takes 10 seconds or that takes 5 minutes, it doesn't matter, because it's the reason why you have a sniper. So, but Mix-Up here are aware, obviously, that Clockwork's trying to snipe here, so they are trying to play within close proximity to punish him and possibly get a pick on him in case he happens to be too close.
Yeah, they do have Hardblue actually right by the shutter. As soon as that thing opens, he's just launching rockets in there to try to deny his presence over there, and they're just keeping the door open for Clockwork right now, trying to get some shots off, but Mix-Up is completely rotated over to this right side, so they don't give him that range to snipe with, but we're still waiting. Clockwork's getting aggressive, though. He's coming in through the shutter, or he was, but now backing off, and we're still just in the great stalemate of all time here on Metalworks, but it looks like they're trying to get in. A headshot is going to come off from somebody there, but TLR and Zalox were both able to pick up a frag, so a couple now down for Froyo right now. Actually, 3 of them down right now. And it looks like now that's going to give some room for Mix-Up to go ahead and push back out here.
Yeah, that was Zalox making the big plays. I mean, in that scenario, when you're stalemating like that, especially if you're Froyo, you don't want any scenario where you go down more than one. Ideally, your sniper being the one that goes down, but they dropped 3 and were forced to give it up. Thankfully, on pretty much both teams' part, no one spent Uber there, but that also means that we're back to stalemate TF2. So in this scenario, it's going to be hard for Mix to do anything, because pushing out here is going to be a giant pain, and if Froyo were going to try to do anything here, Indust is in a spot right now, which is smart, where if he gets jumped on, he can just simply backpedal and then he'll totally be fine in pretty much every scenario. So it's going to be a little bit weird, and pretty much both teams don't want to go for any suicides. They just want to try to like edge up and see if they can get a pick, and if they can't, they fall back and they try something else. But we have a suicide right now, or well,
attempted. Oh wow, Dewatna getting 2 pipes there into TLR and right into Enigma as well, but Hardblue is going to take out Banny, so that's 3 down right now for Mix-Up as they are coming through, and Hardblue gets absolutely blasted into the air there, but finally dying, and it's only Squid and Indust left alive for Mix-Up right now, and that is going to be the 2nd point back to Froyo right there, and they're going to go ahead, set up in lobby. Both teams do have the full Uber, and we're just going to wait it out again. And I think, just as all this is about to happen, I think we'll go ahead, yeah, all the players getting back in here. We're going to go ahead and take a look into the Froyotech Mumble Comms. We do have that cool little thing going tonight, so as these guys get back in here, we're going to go ahead and wait for this last push to happen right inside of the Froyo Mumble.
Yeah, I'm the only one on right. The soldiers overcommitted on the right there, on the far right. I'm the only person on right there.
Oh my god, he had 20 health, dude.
Had something there.
One sniper guy.
So someone's gonna push right.
Let's back up a little bit. Nice.
Nice, Tyler.
Try and get some room for Banny.
Sniping this tunnel, I'll probably just instantly die.
There was a scout there before.
Banny's in the left.
Nice. Let's go main.
Right.
We're walking.
We can just try and
Watch
get
for
there.
sniper. Do you see sniper?
No, they're all on the left. We're just walking in.
Scout took
Get on the right. Squid's hurt in garage.
Scouts destroyed on left.
They pop. They have a battery.
He's in our lobby. He's in our lobby.
Okay.
Yeah, yes,
You guys try and come
Really
through.
well, and their combos pushing it.
Dead.
On Tyler.
Come back in.
Squid heals.
Tyler took 50.
Tyler,
Got 50, got that crit heals.
Taylor took 50 more.
That's hurt, soldiers hurt.
Can we get back?
That's that.
Tyler's in the ground. Tyler's in the ground.
Tyler
Follow me
jumps.
up our side.
Sit 50.
Got him.
Nice.
Got my cat.
Wait.
Our last control point is being captured.
TLR fucking went for me. Went for gold.
Alright, there you have it. Wow, that was the round right back over there to Froyo, and great pick from Clockwork. Or, excuse me, I think it was Banny that got the pick there that time, actually, but got that pick on the Zalox, allowed him to get in, and there's the round.
Yeah, Clockwork went down, but the pick on the demo man is invaluable, so they had to go off of that, and that's exactly what they did, and they became successful off that, so now we're at 1-1.
Now taking a look back into this mid here, Hardblue getting control on top of the crates here. Froyotech kind of just hanging back. Both teams still back right now. Blaze is going to bomb in to try to get something off onto Indus there. Can't land any of the rockets though, really. Finally actually takes down Squid, that was, and Banny gets one as well. That's 2 down for Mix-Up, as Froyo is pushing them back right now. A lot down for Mix-Up, as Banny gets another frag. Duat got one, or excuse me, that was from before. Zalox was able to take out Banny, but that was just completely denying Mix-Up any chance there on that. And that will be the mid right back over to Froyotech.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the numbers, that wasn't a ridiculously convincing mid, but I mean, it's convincing in the sense that Shade lived and Indus did not. So, yeah, this is definitely not looking good for Mix-Up here. So,
yeah, Shade did just get dropped there by actually, I think that was Enigma that came in and just completely dropped him. He actually got into the lobby. I didn't even see it happen at the time until Dasher's whispering in our ear here. We both completely missed it, but that's actually going to leave Indust with quite the advantage. Now he's at about a 50% advantage, so they're going to be able to push out here as soon as they get.
Yeah, that was I was distracted as hell with my roommates getting ice cubes, but yeah, that is definitely going to even out all of this, and this is not going to be a complete roll as it looked like it was going to be. So definitely a great part on Enigma's or a good play on Enigma's part there, and we have a force coming out, and it looks like Mix-Up are going to retake middle here, and it looks like Froyo will not have too much to say about it, though Shade is going to get Uber soon, but they are down 2, so they are definitely going to have to give this up, and they will eventually have to try to push their way back out into mid here, which is definitely not an easy task.
And Blaze got in and got a good force onto Indus there, and now Shade does have that full Uber though, so it looks like he's ready to take Lansky, and they do pop in through to avoid the stickies. And now they're just going to completely force Mix-Up all the way back. It's just back and forth Ubers here. And now Mix-Up got out early, though, didn't lose anybody on that Uber pop. So now they are going to have advantage. Mix-Up's going to get, or excuse me, Froyotech's going to get the mid back, but I'm not sure for how long, as this Uber here must be coming in shortly. Indus is up on it right now. They're going to be pushing in from Valley, actually, as they're starting to come in. Blaze is down as well, and so here comes the push. They are going to pop the Uber, forcing them straight back into lobby here. Clockwork's going to get caught out and get taken down by Squid, but they are going to get this mid back, and once again, Shade's going to have the advantage as well, so we'll see if they can get back in and push before. No, I don't know if they're going to have the chance, just as right now Mix-Up's going to keep the pressure up, but Duatna denying Harblue with all of his stickies there, and Mix-Up sitting back in lobby, and I think they're just going to get forced straight back out of this mid as Shade's going to come in with the full Uber.
Yeah, this is actually one of the weird parts of TF2 that I guess a lot of people don't notice, and we have the retake here by Froyo, but when both medics have like 50% advantage / disadvantage, and there's like a mid retake constantly, then it's just constant retakes until someone has the better push. And right now, we have the force coming out from both teams, but it looks like Mix-Up are going to come up on the short end of this because they lost 3 in the process. So looks like Froyo is going to take 2 here, and yeah, they're going to have a nice momentum going into the last push here.
Yeah, 3 down for Mix-Up right now, as Zalox is still kind of caught out in the second cap lobby, and Clockwork's easily going to finish him off there, but he was able to get Duatna before it was over. Now, as Froyo does get this second point, and TLR is going to go down as well. Only Harblue is up right now, and I think Froyo is going to be able to get in here, though the spawns are coming in. They're trying to keep the pressure up. Froyo is onto this last point. Clockwork gets caught out as he was in too far as the spawns were coming in, but now I think we're just going to go back to a bit of stalemate central here, as some of the Mix-Up guys, they're holding up close, but I don't know if they're going to push up. And apparently Shade is actually on Chris at the moment, as he is waiting back, so I think he's going to get this much before Indus does. So we'll see how they use this crits. They are up there. I'm not sure if they're aware of it, because they're aggressive in the lobby right now. The Clockwork's going to get in on Indus right now. He's not actually really getting that many shots into him, whiffing, and He's going to get taken down, but the crits is up and ready to go now, and they're going to pop it. Duatna is going to get one with that. Banny is going to get Enigma as well, and they're going to continue to push him with the crits. They do get the Uber, and they're going to counter pop to avoid any more deaths going off there. So right now, that's going to be 2 down for Mix-Up, and I think Froyo is going to go ahead and keep the pressure up, though. Blaze getting denied as he tries to get into Duatna is going to take down TLR, though, and now Lansky getting on the cap, getting taken down by Squid. That's going to be 2 down for Froyo, and Squid keeping the pressure up heavily. But Duatna is going to get another sticky right into him, and I think Mix-Up might be able to hold this. It's going to be iffy. They only have 4 up. Banny getting back onto the point. There's a lot of cap time on there right now. They have so much cap time. Banny doing a good job of getting it off there. And Shade getting the arrow right in there onto Enigma. Still only 3 up for them right now, and it looks like Blaze is going to keep the pressure in on him, but he's going to get taken down by TLR. But Duatna is going to take him out as well, so now it's 4 up, and I think the action's finally going to dull down here, but he still is up on this crits. But Indust has the regular Uber as well, so it's just going to be a fight going down here. And they're going to pop the Uber, actually, right inside of the lobby. The crits comes off as well, but I don't know if they're going to be able to do much besides taking down Zaylok. There's so much cap time on it, nobody's there, and finally finishing off the cap there. That's going to be the round there over to Froyotech, 2-1. And I think before we say too much here, we're going to go ahead and actually jump into the Mumble Comms just to kind of get an insight on the mid here for Froyotech. We'll take a look at them.
He died, I had nobody over
What
there.
side?
Demo's on the ground.
I'm going left, but I'm gonna jump right.
Yeah, they're... Demos are third.
Demo's just right
Nice,
there.
nice, nice.
Demo's top right.
Let's just play height, play height. Soldier's in on the ground.
Soldier's fight.
Nice.
He's
Nice.
dead, nice.
Get on the ground.
Teal's
Let's,
behind.
Just spamming me.
let's kill Tyler.
Their
Kill
med's
Tyler,
running
top
at
right.
house, Tyler. He's trapped, he's trapped. He's on middle.
Down
Chasing
left,
Taylor.
Med's still in house. Still in house.
I'm chasing lower. Nice. I'm in lower.
Both scouts are
Dead.
underpass. He's hurt, Tyler.
Let's go.
Oh, no, blue was...
Oh, Soldier on the ground.
Someone
He's
go
on
cap.
top.
He's in front. Jump.
Someone cap.
Oh,
Nice.
that was
I'll
away,
go
that was
back.
away.
I'll go back. You guys can hold this.
And there you go, that is the mid right over there to Froyotech. Got in quick, got a couple frags. Hard Blue and Zalox, I think, went down very early, so they were able to pick up that mid.
That was a painfully convincing mid on Froyotech's part. I mean, there's just not too much to say about that. Froyotech did everything right. They out-aggressed them. They got the early picks. They got the chasing picks thereafter. It was just perfection, and now Froyotech's gonna have full advantage pushing into last year. Indust only at 50%, and Indust is on crits actually, trying to get this even quicker, but it's almost certainly not going to matter. This is going to be looking pretty bad for Froyotech, or excuse me, for Mix-Up here. Though Harblue, yeah, did go down trying to make a play, so yeah, this is going to be looking pretty bad in just a moment here.
And they didn't go off with the initial advantage. The crits was actually popped first, but here comes Froyotech with the pop-in over on the right side. TLR is going to go down from Blaze, and now that's 2 down for Mix-Up right now. Not looking good, as they are now down 3 players. They only have 3 guys up right now, still on the point. Zalox and Squid were able to pick up some. Blaze on the point, getting the cap time on it. Zalox trying to deny him. It's only Zalox left. I don't think he's going to be able to do much right there as Banny gets the cap, and that's going to be 3-1 and the half. Froyotech up on the half.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a, it wasn't, I don't want to call it an all-in play, but it was I definitely, well, let's do this really low chance of this working kind of play and hope that we get lucky with the Indus going crits there, because, I mean, you're going to be running into, you know, against an Uber, so they popped it early there when they saw a soldier, try to shoot it around the soldier to see if the medic was trailing just behind him in the, you know, in the event that the medic was right there, and hopefully he would, you know, drop Uber, but wasn't the case, and Mix-Up wiped, so, yeah, I mean, if I remember right, Mix-Up took the first round just fine, and then they've lost 3 straight now, so I'm not really sure what, I don't know, I mean, the one thing that's very obvious to me is that Mix-Up are just not really winning these mids anymore. They don't have the momentum on these mids. I mean, the first 2 mids, Harblue just made incredible plays, and now Mix-Up in general are just getting dunked on.
Now it looks like Mix-Up has decent, well, they had decent control. They were pushing them back into Valley, but now Froyotech just pushing straight back in and pushing them into their own Valley. They're Banny putting a lot of pressure onto them, and they've just been kind of forced back there, finally working their way back in, but TLR was able to take out Lansky, so the exchange on pockets, but now Banny is still in on TLR right now. He's very hurt. Both of this, or actually Shade and Banny are both, they're worked all the way back, and I think their Mix-Up is finally going to go and get a mid back. Hopefully that gives them a bit of momentum, but both teams do have this full Uber right now. Mix-Up is down a couple players, and the demo is down for Froyotech, and they're just going to go ahead and work straight in, try to get this force onto Shade. He's hurt. He hasn't popped it yet, finally popping as TLR goes down, and the counter pop came in from Indus as well, as that battle is going on over in the lobby, and Enigma's finally going to take out Banny, but Shade and company still trying to work their way back in. As a bit of a fight on the flanks going down, it was Enigma who was trying to get some frags, but he gets taken out. He took down Blaze, but Clockwork was able to finish him off. And everybody kind of scattered right now as Clockwork finally getting blasted by Harblue. So now that's going to be 3 down for Froyo right now, and Mix-Up is going to get in on this second point. And Lansky was trying to get some spam off, but I don't think they're going to be able to do too much with it. And it looks like Froyo is going to go ahead and set up for that last hold.
Yeah, that was, I mean, as I just said, you know, one thing that Mix-Up definitely needs to turn this match around is to start winning mids, and they just won a nice mid there. So they didn't get Shade on the mid, but winning mid is a hell of a lot better than losing mid in this game. Mids mean a ton, so good job there to Mix-Up taking that mid. And now we have, Shade did have about 20% advantage, but that's too hard to do anything with, no matter what situation you're in. And especially in their situation, it's no exception. But yeah, we have a Clockwork on Sniper here, and sure enough, Mix-Up. Yep, we already have the giant bomb getting launched into the skybox, Harblue. So, and Blaze goes down. Oh, and that was a force. Mix-Up just got forced by, I believe, Blaze. So now this is very good for Froyotech. All they have to do is just wait a second for Blaze to spawn, and then they can try to retake 2 here.
As you said, they just need to make sure they cover the entrances, and they should be fine here to push back out with. And Mix-Up already kind of on their way to working out here. I see Indus has already got himself out. And Harblue has tried to work in to do something on the second point here. I don't know if he's going to be able to do too much. He's jumping around like crazy, just flying across, but finally getting taken down by Banny. So now Froyo is going to get this second point back, and they should be able to push through. The advantage is dwindling over time here. They still have about a 30% advantage as they get in the lobby here. I think they're still going to try to get in with this, but Indus very ready to go ahead and leave into lobby, and they are starting to work their way in now. Lansky is in. He's going to go ahead and try to bomb through. Zalox did get Clockwork with some stickies, and the Uber has been forced out of Indus. Both Ubers on both sides are going to go ahead and get popped there. TLR very lit right now. Lansky trying to finish him, and Banny actually got him, and Squid was able to take out Blake. Zalox going down, frags everywhere, but it's 4 down right now for Froyotech. Duatna was able to get himself out. Lansky still in, but quickly being taken out by Squid. So Duatna the only one able to survive there in the Uber exchange, and that is going to be the mid there, still in the hands of Mix-Up, and they're just keeping the pressure on right now, working into second. Clockwork gets destroyed as he was caught out on the second point. I think they're going to pick up this second as well, and just going to have to set up for some sort of a last hold, though. No. Froyo putting the pressure straight back onto the point, though, actually. And that is going to be... They're actually going to hold that point, as TLR did get Blaze, but excellent from Froyo there to keep the pressure up. Duatna was just launching stickies all over the point and able to push him off it, so I think we're going to see a bit of a wait here until Indus gets up on this Uber, but they're almost even, about 20% off, so I think we're going to see a bit of a hold here.
Yeah, if they know how much advantage they have, which is about 25% exactly, yeah, here they come. They're gonna pop in here and try to take it. They're probably not gonna get the med here though, which is fine. They're just gonna try to retake the point. They would have preferred to not pop so they wouldn't be down in Uber advantage, but now they can at least threaten with the back cap, because there are a lot of places where you can do that in this area. But I don't know. It looks like Froyo is gonna just retake the second point here and not spend Uber. No, they're backing up.
It looks like, yeah, they are backing off as they get back in, though. Lansky looking like he wants to make a play out of the shutter here onto second. Still being hesitant about it, though. Shade is caught out by himself right now. He has nobody. He's just going to go ahead and back into the shutter for safety. Enigma's still in the lobby here. Very hurt, and he's going to start to work his way back towards last, but finally getting taken down by Clockwork. So it looks like Mix-Up finally now getting pushed back, and I think Shade actually did get forced on the Uber there. I think I must have missed that, but he did get forced on the Uber. They are going to get the second point back regardless, but once again, we're seeing this situation where just the advantage is going back and forth, and Indus now is going to have quite a sizable advantage on Shade, so we'll wait for the play on Mix-Up here to see if they can come in. He does have that Uber now, and they're getting ready, getting up into lobby. They're actually going to take it in from underneath of second, it looks like, as they're starting to get in. The whole team is down there, so here they come. Not getting much ground control, though. The Uber has been forced. TLR jumping himself up onto the point. Hardblue's going to get in as well with a flash, trying to get some damage out, but getting denied completely there, and they weren't able to get any frags, and now Shade has the Uber. So here we go. He's just going to pop straight back out as well. TLR was able to get one, actually able to get two there. It's 3 down for Mix-Up right now, and looks like Shade and company is just going to get themselves back to last right now, and Indus going down to Clockwork, and that is 4 down for Mix-Up right now, and Clockwork is still hungry here. He's trying to get Hardblue. He sees him back here on the flank, and I don't think he's going to do okay. The STV froze for me.
Or maybe it just could be a pause.
Or, okay, yeah, pause. Sorry, I normally have a little thing that comes up and tells me when it's like an actual pause instead of freezing, but of course the lovely TF2 updates today have messed up some of the plugins that we have and things like that, so we're trying to work without some of those lovely crutches that we normally have. But so going into the pause here, we do have this 3-1 half that Froyotech just came off of, looking at it, and right, they're still pushed back to their last point. So, you know, what do you think of what's going on so far, man? You know, what's, oh, actually, never mind. Just as I say that, the game comes back on, but the pause is over. But regardless, looks like Froyotech's going to go ahead now and pick up this second point once again and get ready. Shade does have he's going to have a decent bit of an advantage here, actually, as Indus, oh, actually, my delay, or my player screen on the left is completely messed up, so I'm going to try and do the best that I can. With this, though, coming straight back in here, looks like Freyo's going to try and push. They're going to get this mid as well, pushing straight back through. My whole overlay is just completely messed up right now. I apologize, but now Mix-Up finally getting pushed back to their second point.
Yeah, when Froyotech came back into mid to spam Mix-Up out, they spammed Indus down really hard. Indus, I think, had 4 health, which I guess if I saw that a second late, he technically might have had 1 health, which is absolutely crazy. He didn't have Uber or anything, but they were just so close to killing Indus there, which would have made this round look entirely different than it is now, because now we are just sitting at a stalemate, just poking around, seeing if there's any picks to be had, which I don't think there are too. Oh, we have a Blaze going in and getting air shot by Zalox, but he did get the force, so even though he just got completely crushed by Zalox, his mission is accomplished right there. So now we have Froyotech coming in with the Uber.
Yeah, they pop Lansky in there, and they're going to give a flash to Banny as well, Shade is, and Clockwork's going to pick up the frag on a Hardblue, so only 1 down right now for Froyo. Or, excuse me, for Mix-Up. Froyo's still working with the full squad. They're going to be able to get this second point here. Indust has very slight advantage at this point, about 20%, but I don't think it's going to really be anything for them to push out of last with. Banny does go down. Clockwork gets TLR, so now it's 2 down for Mix-Up. Actually, Hardblue just getting that spawn in as well, so I don't know. Froyo looking like they were going to go aggressive there for a second, but they are down a couple players, just giving it a little peek to see what's going on. So I think we're going to see the old stalemate central here for a second until both these teams get up on the Uber, though. Clockwork was able to get an extending Enigma, but now Indus up on that full Uber, and Shade's just about to get it as well, so we'll see how these guys go ahead and play this one out.
Yeah, I mean, whoa, there is a force that just came out, though, so I'll let you take this one over.
Yeah, the force coming in there, and it looks like Shade is still going to have that full Uber, so things are looking good for them right now. Actually, the counter pop coming in, though. TLR was taken down, 2 down for Mix-Up right now, and they do have 15-second spawns. If they can get in and do something... And Enigma's going to get caught out as well, so it's 3 down. They do have time to get in here. They have a sizable number advantage, and here they come. Froyo just bombing straight in there. Lansky getting onto Zaylock. Squid was able to get Clockwork, and Indus going down. Blaze gets Squid as well, and there is the cap. And we're going to go ahead and do Mumble Comms for Mix-Up right now. Since we haven't done them yet, we'll do a little look into their Mumble Comms for this upcoming mid.
Should our scouts try playing with us? I want to buff you guys.
We won most of the mid actually, so don't know what we've been
not
doing.
lately. Not lately.
I fell long. I'm Critios right now.
I'm on the ground.
Come on, start.
Yeah, I'll meet you. Critios.
Med's out of the fight. Med's out of the fight. They're 3 Valley, 4 Valley.
Undead, get the med. He's on point.
I'm dead.
We got mid. Nice.
Well, that was a very, very quick TLR and Zaylox going down super fast on that mid right there, and that just really made it tough for Mix-Up to be able to do anything on that mid. Lots of damage output going down there right away, so Froyo taking the mid, and now they're going to be able to just get this second point, it looks like, as well, quite easily.
Yeah, TLR said after doing a bunch of damage that the med, that Shade was out of the fight, which is fine, which is great, but he went down along with someone else at the same time. So even though you might have made a med or someone on the other team really hurt or out of the fight or something like that, it's still 6v4 when you hold tab, and that looks really good in terms of numbers. And whenever you're up by 2, I always say this, whenever you're up by 2 players at any time, you pretty much have the advantage to do whatever you want. You have the momentum, you have the force, and that they just lost the mid convincingly thereafter. Froyotech just collapsed on them and they wiped, but Enigma got the key pick on Shade to make the round a lot more even than it is, or that it could have been. So I don't know. I mean, we have Uber versus Uber here, but we have the pop going out from Indust because Blaze just forced him, and Blaze has been doing a very good job of that all game, and it looks like Froyo's on the counter-attack here.
And they're going to be able to come straight back in here with the Uber, and they do pop it. Lansky was able to get TLR, and actually the 2 scouts, Enigma and Squid, both behind right now. And they're going to come right back in on Lansky here and try and take care of him. He was able to get 1 before going down to Harblue. And now it looks like Mix-Up is actually, they're still in contention here, holding this point. Shade out somewhat by himself. He's working with the scouts right now. It's pretty much just the scouts in for Froyo on this second point here. Clockwork and Banny being very aggressive on the Zaylox. Zaylox was gonna go for a second, and he gets Clockwork as well, shutting down both of the scouts. And that is going to be 2 down for Froyo right now, but Shade and Duatna still in right here. They haven't done anything with this cap. Blaze finally getting onto it, and Shade getting launched into the air by TLR, and they couldn't get him in time, going down to the rocket. Blaze finally finishing him off, and now we actually have Enigma getting very aggressive on the Blaze, and I think he's gonna go down as well, and that's 3 down for Froyotech right now, and Mix-Up able to hold that second point.
That was actually looking really bad for Mix-Up there for a moment, but they had nice retaliation, and now they're pushing into mid here, so this round might not be looking to, well, okay, that it was just Enigma. I thought that was Indust, but yeah, this round isn't looking, okay, well, Squid goes down. Well, if Squid keeps, or excuse me, if Clockwork keeps doing this, then this round might be over. But, yeah, wow, Mix-Up are 3 down, so what looked like fantastic momentum for Mix-Up has now just turned to them having their backs against the wall, so I don't know, it was looking really good for Mix-Up just for a second there, but we'll see. I mean, Indus does have Uber in just a second, but they don't have the numbers just yet.
And they are going to go ahead and pop that Uber very early there inside of the lobby, trying to get some out there. TLR does take down Clockwork, getting rid of the sniper presence, and Enigma was able to take down Banny for the exchange on the scouts. And now Froyo has been pushed back into the mid, but we are still seeing this thing where the medic stays alive, so they are going to have a pretty sizable advantage. And right now, they're almost up on this Uber. Shade just about there. Mix-Up is, I think, going to... Yeah, they are going to go ahead and get this mid, but We're about to see Froyo in just a second pop Lansky and Duana in here, and here it comes. They are getting popped in, both of them flying in over towards the valley. Lansky was able to finish off Zalox. TLR still up there, denied him initially, but Clockwork able to finish him off. That's 3 down for Mix-Up right now, and we still have Clockwork, who is trying to get some off onto the guys on second. It's Squid and Indust, who are running for their lives. Run. And actually, Harblu is completely behind right now. I'm not sure what he's doing back here. He's like all the way on Froyo second right now, but they are aware of it. They had seen him, and I think he will probably go down shortly here. They're very aware of his presence back there. He is literally all the way on last at the moment, I believe.
Yes, he is.
He's all the way on Froyo's last. He's extremely lit, but he is back there, so it's something that they're going to have to keep an eye on. But taking a look into the things that are going on the main battlefront, we do have Indust up on this full Uber, and Blaze is actually, or Hardblue actually, he was finally caught by Banny, and the Ubers are going to get popped here on this midpoint, and they have guys on the cap right now. Froyo is on that second cap, and they need to start working themselves back right now. Mix-Up does. Clockwork running for his life to try and get on to this last point before anybody can contest it. He is going to get taken down, I think, just beforehand, barely being able to save the point is Squid, but Lansky's going to bomb back in as well, and somehow Squid was able to save that point from a bombing Lansky, and wow, Squid just kept them in that round right there, at least for the time being. But Blaze still trying to keep the pressure on, getting more cap time on it, but Hardblue denying him last second. 2 down for Mix-Up right now, but Froyo still looking good here. They are going to have about a 25% advantage. They're in the lobby and lots of cap time. I'm not sure if they're going to keep the aggression up, but Banny going down to the trap of Zalox, and Clockwork going to go down as well. So now Froyo down 2 players, and that's going to leave room for Mix-Up to push straight back out onto the second point if they choose to do so. They're looking like it, and they're slowly working their way in, but I think we're going to see that here in just a moment, though. Blaze able to take out Harblu, so getting rid of the roamer, and now Mix-Up actually is just going to have to get themselves back now as they go down to Harblu. Or Harblu goes down, excuse me.
Froyo might try to do something here, but I don't really know if they are going to do it, and I just got booted from STV, so I will let you take over, unless that just happened to you.
Yep, I got booted as well. It was the same error when we were testing things earlier. We were getting some errors with things. I'm not sure if it was the TF2 update that happened today or what, but things have been very finicky with the production side, with just STVs and everything, and I'm still trying to connect back in, so we apologize, guys, for some of the technical difficulties we're having here, and I think I'm about to get back in.
I think it's just because the match actually ended. So what we'll do is that we will pretend to know exactly what happened during that last push with all the picks. So I will let you take it away. Oh no, wait. I just reconnected and it's good.
Yeah, okay. We are actually back in, so magically we have something we have something to watch. And Lansky is actually up on Spy right now, which is going to be interesting. We'll see what kind of a pick he can work. Both teams do have a full Uber, and Mix-Up is on the defense right now. They do need to win this round. They cannot lose this round here. So we're going to go ahead and actually take a look into the Mix-Up comms one more time here before, in case this one finishes off.
You should have slid Tyler die there.
Yeah, I couldn't see quite well.
Like, I was a blatant backstab. I think their med should have dropped. Like a blatant backstab on it. Just didn't count. Pressing.
Tyler, you have damaged Lansky.
The untalkative crew there from Mix-Up this evening. I thought we were going to get a little more out of them, but we do have a last fight still going on here. Only 2 up right now, just getting completely demolished. Both teams were running a Spy there, but Froyo able to cap out there, and that's going to be the GG, a 5-1 win there for Froyotech on Metalworks this evening. And so, you know, Fragile, what happened from that first round? I mean, obviously it was Hardblue that had some very good plays on the first round for Mix-Up, which led to them being able to win it. But I mean, after that, they just got, pretty much rolled for the most part. They're just, Mix-Up couldn't really get too much going. You know, what happened to them?
Well, before I answer that, I think the reason why the comms there were so, like, not good sounding is because I think when we got disconnected, I think that screwed up the delay or something like that. Because they wouldn't have been talking like that during a crucial last defense. But we do now know, I guess, from what Squid said, that he outdamaged Lansky or something like that. So Squid, that's now been official as we see the stats on the screen. What happened? I don't know, man. I mean, here's one thing, and if anyone watched Harblue that game, as I said in pregame, Harblue goes nuts. He jumps around like crazy, mindlessly with gunboats, and he just becomes like an annoyance. And I think it took Froyo by surprise for the first few rounds with how aggressive and random some of his actions were with jumping and going around corners and just pretty much skyboxing all over the place. I think they adjusted to that, and it was harder for him to be as much of a factor as he was in the first 2 rounds, and it showed. I mean, that the mix-up were looking really good for the first 2 rounds, and they were still playing solid thereafter, but I mean, the game was closer than what the scoreboard shows, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a 5-1 victory, which definitely looks great on Froyo's part. So, I don't know. The mids were also looking fine for mix-up at first, but then they were kind of looking shaky a little bit later. They did win that one when they needed it, but it still didn't matter because they ended up losing the round anyway. So, I don't know. 5-1, it was a close match, but at the same time, Froyo executed and came out with the victory.
Yeah, it's always the interesting thing about TF2. It can always be a very, very close game, but scoreboard may not always reflect it. But, was a very interesting match to watch. Lots of just back and forth Ubers throughout that one. I mean, that happened so many times throughout the match, so it made for some pretty interesting action. But as you said, a pretty good 5-1 victory there for Froyotech as they came out on top overall on a lot of those. But anyway, I mean, looking good for them going into, into GXL and all those, all that fun stuff. So very, very good for them right there, and convincing 5-1 victory. I mean, I don't have too much else to say. I think you hit the nail on the head there with that. So I think that, other than that, is going to pretty much do it for us. I once again apologize for some of the couple technical difficulties we had there. Hopefully we can get things sorted out and all that and don't have the problems next time. But anyway, Fragile, any last comments here before we head out for the evening?
I just want to, I always give a shout out to Cats, but other than Cats, I'll get to my cat shout out in a second. I want to give a shout out to Dashner for pulling his hair out pretty much, because when we were dealing with some of the technical difficulties, some people might have noticed that the stream wasn't on for like 10 minutes, and that's because I noticed that Dashner was streaming from his own Twitch account and not the TFTV Twitch account. So when I told him, he's like, "What?" and he was like blowing up. So shout out to Dashner for all of his hard work. But another big shout out is to the GXL LAN that's coming up in 2 weeks, October 10th to the 12th. If the event hasn't sold out, then it's going to sell out awfully soon. I think tickets are still available, but they are really dwindling fast. So head over to teamfortress.tv and look in the GXL thread for more information if you need more information. But yeah, it's going to be the biggest North American TF2 LAN event thing, and it's going to be really awesome. So even if you're going there just to spectate, it's definitely going to be a blast. And something that is very important for everyone to know is that I've been getting a lot of questions about how the doors don't open until noon on Friday, but the CEVO matches start at 9 and people want to watch those matches. Well, now I have it so if you want to come in at 9 a.m. just to spectate those matches, you are now allowed to do that, and you don't need any kind of fancy, extra thing. I mean, you have to have a ticket to the event, whether it's a regular BYOC ticket or a spectator ticket. But if you're going to the event, you can now watch the matches at 9 a.m. So that is a thing. But other than that, good job to Froyotech. Can't wait to meet everyone in 2 weeks. It's going to be fun. And a giant shout out to Cats. Cats are just so great in so many ways that dogs are not. So that's all I have to say about that matter.
It never gets old for me. I love that. But yeah, definitely shout outs to Dashner there, as you were saying, because that was one of the most stressed times I've ever seen for the man. He was just, as you said, pulling his hair out, going nuts, trying to get everything figured out. So props to him, and props to you, Fragile, of course, for setting up all this GXL stuff and everything, really keeping all of that under control, as well as a lot of the other TFTV staff really doing a good job with all that stuff. And I'm very excited to be out there, meet all you guys, meet all the players and stuff. It's going to be a really good time. Can't wait for that. But with that being said, I think that's going to just about do it for us this evening. Thank you guys for coming on and watching us for this awesome CEVO-P matchup. And I'm not sure if we're going to see you again before GXL. Not sure if there's going to be any matches or anything, but if we don't see you before then, we will see you guys at GXL. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Good night.